G'day fellas, and welcome to a little bit more of a different video. I just wanted to give you guys sort of a channel update and sort of talk a little bit about my experiences at the moment with Age of Empires 4. You would have seen, if you're watching a lot of the content out, that people at the moment aren't particularly happy with Age of Empires 4, and I've got to be honest, I somewhat agree with them. I've been having difficulty with my motivation recently just to sort of get videos out. You guys would have noticed a steep decline in the amount of content that is out on the channel at the moment. And there's a couple reasons for that. Now, you guys know that I contracted COVID on Christmas Day, and I had a whole bunch of videos prepared for you guys over that Christmas period because I did go away. And when I came back, I just wasn't motivated to make videos, and there's a couple reasons for it. Number one is just the state of the game. At the moment, it seems like the game, in my opinion, is very stale, and part of the reason why is just because of the strength of some civilizations on some maps. So as an example, this map here, this is Confluence, and the Delhi Sultanate are an incredibly strong civilization on this map, primarily because of their fishing boats. They can actually stop the enemy from gathering any fish at all. And that basically makes them your only viable pick on this map. Now, obviously, there are other strategies that you can play. You can play China, and, you know, you can look to wall off the crossing and then, you know, take advantage of these two fish up here. But at the core, Delhi is an incredibly oppressive hybrid civilization. But look, let's not talk about the elephant in the room for too long. We should also be talking about the Mongols as well. At the moment, I think I've seen numbers thrown around at 65% win rate for the Mongols, and to be honest, that really doesn't surprise me. Seeing the Mongols be so victorious, I'll be honest with you guys, there's games that are happening right now, so you guys would know about EGC TV's events, and we do see Viper here going for what I did expect he would go for, so we're going to be walling off the crossing to stop the fishing boats from coming in, but he's still going to be very potentially exposed. But yeah, there's EGC TV's most recent Winter International. Gosh, I can't even remember the name. And I will say that's the COVID right there. I've been noticing a lot of brain fog that I've had recently, and it is I can hopefully only attribute it to COVID, and hopefully it does clear. Gosh, I can't even remember the name of it. The Winter Series, I think that's it. I hope that's the name of it. Yeah, like there are games for that are happening. And I just look at it and I'm like, you know, I would hope that I would be excited to cast those games. You know, like you've got Marine Lord going up against Vortex and like really exciting series between the best players. But then I look at the civilizations that are there and it's like, oh, it's a Mongol mirror. Oh, it's a Delhi mirror. Oh, it's a Holy Roman Empire mirror on Hill and Dale. Like, it just, I kind of roll my eyes, and I'm just like, I don't want to cast it. And the thing is, like, typically, I should be happy to cast that. You know, I'm watching the best players play. But in honesty with you guys, I'm just not. I just sit there looking at my computer screen. And I think another part that sort of speaks to it is that I haven't played Age of Empires 4, you know, competitively on a 1v1 scale in quite some time now. I think the last game I played was the 16th of December. So I played like a couple of team games with some friends. Like you guys know, I'm really good friends with Braden, and we always play team games together, or at least we did back in the day. And he comes online, and there'll be some times where, you know, I'll be up for a team game, and we'll shoot the shit and have a team game and just sort of meme around a little bit. But to play competitively, it's been a long time since I've done that, and that's primarily because of just the state of the game with the Mongols in particular. You can just be guaranteed every map it's going to be a Mongol. For I guess about like 50-60% of the time it's going to be Mongols, and it just gets very boring, very stale quickly. So I guess if you're a developer and you're watching this and you're wondering, okay, well, Drongo, what the hell do you want us to do? I think that when it comes to balance updates, you can't be leaving those to sort of, you know, every quarter. It needs to be happening on a much more regular basis. People are going to get bored very quickly if the balance stays the same or if the patch stays the same once things have been worked out, okay? People worked out Springolds, and we got real tired real quick of the Springald meta, okay? And now it seems to have gotten into the stage where, well, Mongols hasn't been changed at all. You know, you've still got these bottom tier civs like Abbasid, you've got Delhi on land maps, and overall, it just becomes very boring, and people just don't want to watch it. Look, I don't want to speak for you guys. I don't want to watch it. I can't be bothered. I see a Mongol mirror, I'm like, meh. you know, I don't want to play because there's Mongol play. So is the issue with Mongols? No, look, I don't think the issue is just with Mongols. I think there's a whole bunch of issues that need to be fixed, and I've talked about these before, and I'm more than happy to talk about them again because this game is, I understand it is quite a long game, and there's a specific reason that I've casted this game. I was actually on Viper's channel. And I was going through and I was looking for his most recent AoE 4 content, and this was the game, and I watched it all the way through, and I said, you know what, there's a specific mechanic that I did want to highlight in here, and I've actually, the most recent video that we casted on the channel actually highlighted this, but this is an example of things that need to get hotfixed, in my opinion, just because of how prominent they are and how much they can be exploited. And really just bypass balance. So when you think about, and for those wondering what I'm talking about animation cancelling, and there's lots of different animation cancelling that you can do in the game. The most common one, which was very widely accepted, was animation cancelling with regard to scouts on deer. So you would essentially just right-click the deer, move the scout, and then right-click the deer again. And so the same thing happens, you can do the same thing right now with scouts or with melee units, the only difference being that it's with a melee attack rather than a ranged. So here you can see Salami. Watch how he hits and moves. Hits and then moves. And so the idea is that he's going to be getting a whole bunch more DPS than what he should be able to, because these units have got attack speed. You can see here it's listed 3 bow attack, 2.62 attack speed. Okay, and by the same token, the scout's got 4 fire lance damage with 3.75 attack speed there. But you can completely bypass the attack speed. Here, we'll watch it again. We'll see if he actually does it. Here we go. Okay, so we've got attack and then move. Attack and then move. You can see Viper's using the same thing because he has to. Because if he doesn't, he is going to be behind. And essentially you can just bypass balance, because when you think about these numbers, right, DPS exists for a reason. Okay, if you were to take any sort of unit like the Man-at-Arm or the Elephants, and their DPS exists, they have been set an attack speed. That's not a global attack speed. That's not an attack speed that every unit in the game gets. That's specific to that unit. That's balanced around that unit. And when you bypass that amount or that attack speed, what you're doing is you're essentially giving yourself a huge damage per second boost. And as a consequence, it means that you can exploit balance scenarios that shouldn't necessarily have arisen. And so this game is going to feature that, and here you go, you can see it going here. So keep in mind, this is meant to be a 3.75 attack speed, so that means 1 attack every 3.75 seconds, but you can just see right there, Viper just dishing out so much damage here, and once again, it's not Viper's fault, it's not Salami's fault. You've got to do this to play at the highest level. And look, I accept that animation cancelling in a lot of games is 100% a viable and it's a reasonable thing to be doing. But there's a specific reason why this is different, and this is because the animation cancelling is of auto attacks, which is the unit's basic attack. And so, you know, if I think about League of Legends, okay, or Dota 2, you can auto attack, okay, with your hero or your champion, okay, and then you can move your hero and then auto attack again. That's a very widely accepted, commonly accepted thing, but that doesn't actually reduce your attack speed. That just cancels your attack and enables you to move. So the best way to think about it is if you are an archer, okay, and you fire off your bow, that is going to, you know, you fired off your bow, but there's a reload. Instead of standing still while you reload, you're just moving while you reload your bow. Whereas what's happening here is that instead of just attacking with your scouts and then moving and then attacking again in that 3.75 seconds, you're completely bypassing that. Because I saw a lot of comments on the most recent YouTube video that I did, which basically said, you know, like this should be a welcome thing. You know, it's great to see players, you know, learning or using this to get as much as they can out of the units. Well, I think if you want to enable animation cancelling, that is perfectly fine, but restrict the attack speed. It really needs to be restricted because it's not. So 3.75 is the attack speed. That needs to be reduced down to, or it needs to be enforced, because it comes down from 3.75 down to, you know, a ridiculous number, probably like 1 attack per second for the scouts, or for any units for that matter. And so Viper now going to be coming in, just putting out some damage here onto Salami's very, very cheeky little tower rush, and he's got multiple towers. How does he get line of sight on this? This is very... Oh, he's attacking the house. Okay, that's fine. So he's got line of sight from there. Okay, so this is really, really interesting, the way that Salami's doing this. And somewhat committing to this this early tower rush, but it's a very soft tower rush, though, isn't it? It's like, it's not too big, not too crazy. He's walled up all of the crossings. And I think another part of the thing that needs, another part that needs to be changed, or it sort of becomes a bit toxic, not toxic, but repetitive, is just these maps that have got choke points so commonly around. So any maps that have got like double or even like triple choke points, they just become very, very boring because it's so easy to wall them up. And so it's always going to fall into this sort of late game. And look, I'm a China player. I love playing the late game, but even I can appreciate when it gets boring. You know, for me to win the game, I just got to wall up, and then, you know, I play the late game, get to my bombards, and then I'm happy as you know, pig in mud. So it bores me, and that's the thing. So look, when it comes to, you know, me playing Age of Empires 4, I found it difficult to play Age of Empires 4. I've actually been playing a whole bunch of League of Legends recently. I think just in the last week or so, I have played like 50 games of League of Legends because the new season over there has started, and I've been having a whole bunch of fun with that. I wake up every day and I'm like, man, I want to go play some League of Legends, and I go play it, and then I feel almost dread, not dread necessarily, but like I don't look forward to coming and casting Age of Empires 4 the same way I used to. Before with Age of Empires 4, the way it was for me, right? I loved playing Age of Empires 4, and I would sit down and I would play, and then I'd be like, oh, all right, well, I might do some casting, but it would be very difficult for me to you know, come away from the keyboard and put myself behind the casting mic, because it is a different mindset, it is a different thing that you're doing. And I guess with some respects, I could probably say I envy, you know, Viper, who is able to play, you know, 100% of the time and upload his games and have people appreciate it at a really high level, what he does. Because that, you know, that's something that I would love to be able to do, but I've got to be honest with you guys, I'm just not as talented as somebody like Viper, and so it means that you know, look, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love casting, but at the same time, you know, you got what the heart wants, and then you've got what the head wants, and those two things aren't always the same thing. So look, I will be honest, it is difficult at times for me to want to cast Age of Empires 4, especially when there's matchups that are repetitive, matchups that are mirror matchups especially. There's some mirror matchups that are fun, like I genuinely like the French mirror. I think that's actually quite a fun one, because there's often a lot of villages that are dying, whereas if you were to compare that to, say, a Delhi mirror, which can be very cutthroat, you know, it can be the first person who gets up to the second age and pushes out with a single Dow is going to be the victor. Trade ship now coming out. What? Why do we have a trade ship coming out for Viper? What is Viper doing with his trade ship? He knows this is a trade ship, right? Like, there's no water marketplaces, is there? Is he trading with Salami? No, there's no way. Hold on. Is Viper trolling? Hold on a minute. He's like going to the dock. Look at this. He's got the trade ship out. Is he gonna... No fucking way. No fucking way. You can trade with your enemy. What the fuck, man? Why can you trade with your enemy? That is ridiculous. But I love it. I mean, it just seems a little bit silly, doesn't it? But, yeah, Salami doing his best right now just to sort of delay the map. And look, I'll be honest, one of the things that I think really needs to be changed, stone walls. The fact that they're able to be built so quickly sort of frustrates me a lot. Also, the way that they fuck with pathing is very, very frustrating. In fact, let's turn this video into that. I've actually got a list. Hold on. I've got a list of stuff. Let me pull it up on my other monitor while you guys are watching. In fact, I don't even know where we can turn our attention to. I guess, you know what? We'll just watch the trade ship. Let's watch the trade ship. We'll give you guys a nice cinematic mode. We'll scroll around like that. He's been all healed up. And I'll talk about some of the things that I have wanted changed for a while. So let's have a look and see if I can spot that. Oh, that is not the right one. Let's get out of that. Let's go for this one. Okay, here we go. Feedback. Okay, so here are some of like the suggestions that I've made. And by the same token, I would love for you guys to make similar suggestions in the comments, because I am intending to make a pretty big forum post about this and just about the way that I'm feeling, and sort of, you know, link at the same time in the forum post to this video, and sort of say that this is where I'm basing my discussions off. But like these are some of the things that I have like pointed out when it comes to features. So we've had zoom fixed, which was great, but there's still issues with regard to fog. So I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but on maps that have got like Altai in particular, as well as Hill and Dale, gets really, really bad fog when you're up quite high. So there needs to be a way to turn that off. That's the thing. When you are spectating the game, they really need to overhaul the UI. I've actually done a forum post about this before, but like, let's just talk about the useless shit that we've got in the UI right now. Okay. So just to start out, I have to view one player or the other. I can't have a neutral view. And you might be wondering, why would a neutral view matter? Well, a neutral view matters for a number of reasons. So first and foremost, sound is tied to the player perspective, or at least it used to be. So if you come over here, there's no sound. But if you change to Viper's perspective, you can all of a sudden hear sound. So there's no neutral perspective for that, where I can have both players' sounds come through. I also have this UI element on the screen, which I don't need because I've got current resources up here. Speaking of this UI element up towards the north, like, this is just so terrible. Like, give me the production. Like, if I press F4 right now, it will select all production for the players. Okay, so I can actually see what they're researching. I just need this up the top here. And I don't want to, like, switch it or change it. It should just always be there, like that. It should just be up there in the top, and it's not. Other things are just like stupid things like this, like Sacred Tracker. Like, it's tracking the sacred sites that have been captured. It doesn't tell me how long left the Sacred Site Victory has got, or the Wonder Tracker. I think it actually does track how long the Wonder Victory is, but the Sacred Site one, like, you just gotta fucking guess it. And I'm sitting here spectating games, and I'm like, who knows what's gonna happen, because we can't see the Sacred Sites. We can see that, you know, fucking Viper's got 2 Sacred Sites. I could have told you that by looking at the minimap, or just, like, paying attention to the fucking game. I don't need it listed here. Like, it's a pretty basic fucking thing. But, like, just the UI in general is just absolutely... it's very blocky. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it is nice, but it needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of polish. They've fixed things like the minimap, but in my opinion, minimap filter needs to be a bit better, and it's just simply not good at the moment. So if I'm playing the Delhi, okay, there is no reason why I would ever want to see boars on the map, right? Because I can't use them, okay? They're literally no use to me. Now, I'm not saying that they should be turned off for Delhi, but I'm saying as a Delhi player, I should have the option to turn them off. I should be able to click that one off, click that one on. You know, just have a little, change this button here, reset camera, and just make it a little menu that pops out like this, and I can just tick, 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 which ones I want on, which ones I want off. That sort of thing. A nice little thing. And another big one. Player color. Like, can I just get some fucking color choice, bro? Can I, like, the way I visualize it, okay? When you're clicking into a match, like a ladder match, a matchmaking match, you should have 2 color preferences, okay? You should have, like, I want my color preferences to be blue and teal, okay? And your enemy, they might have their color preferences set to blue and yellow. And if you both have the same color preference, like blue and yellow, then it just rolls the dice. And it's like, all right, well, John, he got a 36 out of 100, so he's going to get blue, because Viper only got a 23 out of 100, therefore he doesn't get blue. And then you guys might think that's, like, really complex, but to be honest, that's very, very simple to do. And then the second player just gets their secondary color. Very, very simple. And a great touch to allow players to play with the colors that they actually want to play with. Because, I don't know about you, but I get tired of being red or blue every single game. It just kind of bores me. It kind of gets frustrating. And if you don't like that, then you can always just turn on the colors that switch your perspective. So if you don't like that, that's fine. You just play with red and blue. There you go. Problem solved. Like, you just press on your keyboard right now, you just press the insert button and it will just switch your color across. You can see that it's a little bit buggy in replays, but it does work. I promise you guys. So, like, that's another example of things that needs to happen. Map vetoes. I mean, I expect that they're going to be overhauling the map system in the next big update. So I'm not particularly, like, going to harp on about that, but, like, I don't know about you guys, but having the water maps in the map pool for people who don't want to play them, I mean, even just having them in the pool at the moment, it's just so stupid, because it's just, you're just delaying games for people. 99% of the time, Archipelago gets cancelled. 99% of the time, Warring Islands gets cancelled. Boulder Bay, Nagari, any water map, and people have just started, like, cancelling. Players have just started cancelling. You know, maps that are unfavorable for them. So I think also there needs to be a punishment links for dodging, but at the same time, there needs to be a less incentive for people to dodge. So as an example, like right now, if I'm playing on a map that doesn't suit me, I just dodge it and I re-queue. Okay? Whereas what should be happening is if there's a map that I don't like, I should be able to dodge and then not be able to queue up for another 2 or 3 minutes. Something like that. Because, you know, you at the end of the day, you should have to be forced to play a variety of maps. You shouldn't just be able to click in and just play, I only want to play Dry Arabia. Well, that's not going to accurately represent your skill level, is it? Because it doesn't have that mix of maps. But by the same token, you don't want to see every fucking third game or every second game being Archipelago, Boulder Bay. I don't know about you guys, but I queue up and like I played last time I streamed. I think it was like I had 4 games that were dodged before I actually got a game, and out of those 4 games that were dodged, 3 of them were water maps. And it's like, it's ludicrous. I don't know, the game just must give it to you more. At least it seems that way. It just feels like it gives you water maps more. So, you know, definitely I expect that we'll get an overhaul of that when the ranking system comes out. And look, if the ranking, the ranked ladder, like, don't get me wrong, okay, because we have the quick search, which is ranked at the moment, but that is different from actual ranked modes. There are custom, or there are icons that you will see that are actually representative of ranks. So they've got ranks like, I think they've got Platinum, Diamond, Gold, Bronze, Silver. Conqueror is one of them as well. I don't know if they've got Iron, but they've got like, it's basically like League of Legends. If you've ever played League of Legends and you've seen that, it's basically the same thing as that. So the only difference is in League of Legends the numbers go up, so you know 3 then 2 then 1, like 1 being the highest. In Age of Empires 4 it's going to be the reverse, so it'll be 1 then 2 then 3, with 3 being the highest. So you know Diamond 3 is the highest ranking within Diamond. Diamond 1 and 2 would be below Diamond 3. So you know, they are probably going to overhaul it, but I'd love to know from your guys' perspective what you would like to see. So this is some of the animation cancel that I want to talk about. So you can see this War Elephant right here. This is 100% busted. War Elephants, okay, they have an attack speed of 5.75, okay, with their tusks. But watch what Salami is doing here. We watch when they get closer. Watch what he does. He's animation cancelling to increase. So if we count the attacks, it probably works out to be about 1 a second. Okay? He is increasing his attack speed by up to 575%. That's a lot of attack speed, man. That is a huge amount of attack speed. So now he's going to be having the War Elephants come in, looking to do damage. You can see how he does that immediately. Just look, bang, ding, bang, ding. I mean, that's me vocalizing it. So you can see that the tusks are listed as siege. So it's 100 damage and then 5.75 attack speed. So this is meant to do 100 DPS or damage over 500 or 575, 5 seconds 75 or 5.75 seconds. Gosh, which works out. I mean, if you were to do the numbers, probably like 16 damage per second. Okay, but he is basically just taking that up to 100 damage per second. That is the difference. That is what's making it so insane at the moment, and one of the things that really needs to be changed, especially for Delhi. All right, I love Salami. He's been climbing up the rankings. You have seen plenty of games that we've casted from him, but this is something that needs to be changed, needs to be overhauled, and the animation cancelling for every melee unit needs to enforce attack speeds. You can animation cancel all you like. If you want to do a melee attack and walk away, go for it, but do not allow that next attack to come through already. That is something that really needs to be changed, and we're going to continue to see that throughout this game here. So no spoilers, fellas, but look, I'm going to be honest with you. Elephants, be strong. But look, as I mentioned, I'd be curious to know what else you guys would like to see. I've got like other fixes that I want, but when it comes to features, like those are the big ones for me. I'm just having a look through my list. A global queue is obviously something that still isn't in the game. It needs to be. More regular balance updates is another thing as well. Once the meta settles down, we need to start seeing that. And look, I've covered this before when it comes to the reason why updates are so slow, and the reason why is because of production pipeline. So this is something that happens with most Microsoft games, is that there is a certification process that happens, and it means that updates get delayed. And in reality, like this, you know, we needed to see balance for the Mongols pushed through like 2-3 weeks ago. 3-4 weeks ago. I don't even know, man. It feels so stale to me. Like that's the issue. Carrick going to be going down here potentially to the explosive Dows. They're not going to be paying attention, though. They're just going to walk past and get picked off in the middle. Going to be looking to take out a Hulk instead. Oh, the villager shot. Oh, that was quite nice, actually. Took out 4, 3, 7 villagers there. So not a bad effort there by Salami. But, yeah, the production pipeline is one of those things where it's just like... It's very difficult to work through. And look, I know that with other studios, the way that it works with Microsoft is once you've had a number of successful releases, that Microsoft eventually will allow you to push releases by yourself without the certification process, because certification can take a really long time. But at this point in time, I feel like Microsoft's own internal processes, or I guess they're not necessarily internal because they do affect external companies, are beginning to affect their their products in a meaningful way, because like we've seen Viper come out and say that he's not having fun with Age of Empires 4 the way it is at the moment. We've seen Honor come out. So for anybody unfamiliar with Honor, I'm talking about Bonjour Honor. He's come out and said he's bored with Age of Empires 4 at the moment as well. And he's pointed to a number of different things. And, you know, I'll be another one of the content creators that comes out and says, I am not having fun with Age of Empires 4 at the moment. And as I've, you know, covered already in the video, there are a number of reasons why that is. But at the moment, it definitely seems like a little bit of developer lag is contributing to that. It just doesn't feel... I mean, you're going to need to keep things fresh. You're going to need to constantly be changing, you know, or tweaking things that are perceived as strong or perceived as weak, and you're just not going to be able to do that with the certification pipeline. So it's something that really needs to be looked at, and hopefully something that gets fixed. This is another example of things that needs to gets fixed. This quick wall that just happened right here, look how fast it goes up. It goes up within less than 4 or 5 seconds. And these villagers behind it are perfectly safe in that duration. That ranged units should be able to shoot over a wall that is under construction, in my opinion. That would be one way to stop that. But then in addition to that, like, units just have such a difficult time with this. I feel like with regard to stone walls, like, the foundation needs to be, like, hit a couple of times, or they just need to reduce the speed that it takes to make stone walls, and normal walls as well. And then maybe even give them like a period of time. It's a little bit difficult to do because as soon as the foundation does get dropped, it is immediately impassable. And we've actually seen a player, Corix. He's from Age of Empires 3, and he was a big exploiter back in Age of Empires 3. In Age of Empires 4, he's been exploiting as well with the walls. So he's been doing this thing, I think it's with the Rus, and there's only a couple maps that you can do it, but essentially you can wall around like a relic, so we can't actually see any relics out on the map at the moment, but let's just say that this is a relic here. He will wall around it, but doesn't actually build the walls, and there's this weird way, I don't know exactly how he achieves it, but essentially he can make it so that you cannot target the walls, and he doesn't have to build them, and you can't actually go through them. You can't, if you try and right-click the relic, your monk won't go there. If you try and click next to the ground, your monk won't go there. It is essentially like the wall is there. But when you try and get units to actually target the walls, they will not target it. So that is in my opinion, that is obviously that is exploitation. It's disgusting. It is something that should be abhorred. I think that's the right term, abhorred. It's something that should be discouraged. Something that should be, you know, not in the game, not abused. And it's something I definitely don't endorse as a fellow AoE 3 player. But yeah, I mean, this is another one of those things where I really just don't like. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that I feel like it just hurts the game. Is this kind of wall. And I mean, it's a legitimate strategy, you know, mass walling like this, but I mean, when you've got 12 villagers that are just building these walls, it's just ridiculous how fast they go up. It's so silly. And you know, Viper's got 3 bombards out. He's just going to be taking so long to go through that. And, you know, 3 bombards is a fair amount of bombards. Like, you got to think about that from a resource perspective. That's 3,000 resources that's sitting right there. What can you do with 3,000 resources? I mean, an elite knight costs 240. So you could make 10, 12 elite knights and still have a little bit of leftover change. 4th bombard now going to be coming out as well. Yeah, the main attraction is going to be up here, so you can see all these bad boy elephants. So meanwhile, Viper's just trying to like slowly siege this old school style, and you can see from his perspective that that he is I mean, he's slowly working through this. He can't push in. And the reason why is because of demo ships. So there could potentially be demo ships on this side. So he's got to be very careful of that. Obviously, towards the north, he's got coverage. And he knows that there's nothing. But ideally, he'd love to have an outpost down here just providing line of sight, make sure there's no demos. Because if one demo sneaks up, bam, it's all dead. Yeah, on the other side, we do have transport ships coming in. So elephant transport ships are what are going to be happening here. So going to be pushing out. He's got explosive dowers looking to clear the way. So he's going to be clearing it out with, there's one going down. Second one comes in and blows those up. So going to be making his way through. He's got the Backler in there as well. Now these kind of look, the Backler and the transport ships almost look identical. Very hard to tell them apart. I'll be honest, they actually are identical. What the fuck? Wait, are these all, oh no, they're all transport ships. I thought there was a Backler in here. I swear I saw a Backler. Okay, I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? So this is sort of the crux of animation cancelling. So for all those people in the YouTube comments that are like, there's nothing wrong with animation cancelling, enjoy. So keep in mind, Siege is meant to be at one attack every 5.75 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There she goes. All right, that is your animation cancelled. That is your animation cancelled elephant, and that is what needs to be fixed. It is absolutely destroying the game at the moment, and primarily just because of the attack speed bypass that's happening here. You can see Viper is making his way back now towards the army of his opponent. He's slowly made his way across. He's got elite spears out. He's got the elite knights that are out, going up against the war elephants, which are only age 3, but you can see he's just animation cancelling these guys. And yeah, doing a lot of work with that, and that's going to be all she wrote. We'll take off the cinematic mode so you can see what's happening. But that's my story. I'm sticking with it. POP for life. No, that's I think that was yeah, that was I'm legally blind. But anyway, that's it. I'll leave a link in the description over towards Viper's video if you want to watch his perspective, because obviously you can imagine he goes pretty crazy when it happens. At least crazy for Viper. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.